In December 1940, the design bureau OKB-196, which specialized in submarines, created a draft design for a light cruiser, Project 94, which was based on the Kirov class. But after the outbreak of the Great Patriotic War, the project was canceled. Project 94 was resurrected in World of Warships and resulted in the Tier 6 cruiser, Budyonny. In skillful hands and with the correct setup, Budyonny is able to sink both ships of the same tier, such as Cleveland and Aoba, and ships of higher tiers. As usual, we'll start with the primary armament. The Budyonny's guns are among the best in her tier. She has 9 6-inch guns with a relatively high rate of fire and reload time of only 8 seconds. Their ballistics are noteworthy too. Thanks to high muzzle velocity, shells travel on a flat trajectory, which grants outstanding accuracy and armor penetration. For example, Budyonny is able to penetrate the Cleveland's main armor belt when she is 6 to 8 miles away, while Nuremberg and Aoba can be sent back to port from an even greater distance. Budyonny's turrets have a fast rotation speed, which makes firing very comfortable. The efficiency of the Soviet cruiser's high explosive shells is also worth mentioning. If you stay at medium and long distances, you can burn most adversaries, even battleships, without any trouble. While we're on the subject, Budyonny's primary armament has a decent firing range, which may also become a cornerstone of successful tactics. In her top configuration, the cruiser can fire shells 10.2 miles. Considering all the advantages of her primary armament, the enemy can only hope that Budyonny doesn't spot them on the battlefield. On top of this, the ship has a nice option, spotting aircraft, that increases the firing range to 12.4 miles. However, armor penetration and firing accuracy drop significantly at such long distances. Another important advantage of the cruiser is her speed. Only the Aoba can compete with her. Cleveland and Nuremberg may not even try to run from Budyonny. However, aggressive combat on this cruiser requires utmost attention. The high speed may play a trick on you, and you'll suddenly find yourself in close quarters engagement, which means a trip back to the port for Budyonny. This Soviet cruiser is very long and sluggish, which makes her a good target for torpedoes. While you can sink enemy destroyers one after the other without difficulty, you'll have a hard time fighting off aircraft. The Budyonny's anti-aircraft artillery is much weaker than that of the Cleveland, Aoba, and Nuremberg. The defensive AA fire consumable may save you, but not for long. Budyonny is equipped with fast torpedoes that are capable of inflicting serious damage, but they're more of a last resort. At least if your salvo hits the target, you'll get the heroic achievement, "It's just a flesh wound," as consolation. When it comes to armor, Budyonny in her stock configuration is third among Tier 6 cruisers, with only Nuremberg behind her. However, you can advance the Soviet ship to second place behind Cleveland by researching the hull. The armor layout and high citadel location can be a source of trouble if you turn your side to the enemy. The cruiser's bow, however, is capable of taking hits with dignity. There are two ways to uncover Budyonny's full potential. You can go for the artillery configuration or the alternative with reinforced anti-aircraft capabilities. The following upgrades are common for both variants: main battery, propulsion, and steering gear. For the artillery configuration, install Gunfire Control System. For the AA variant, choose AA Guns Modification. Commander skills also depend on the configuration that you selected. For the artillery setup, you should invest in skills like Basics of Survivability, Expert Marksman, Vigilance, Demolition Expert, and Preventive Maintenance. To improve your anti-aircraft capabilities, you will need Basic Firing Training, Expert Marksman, Superintendent, Advanced Firing Training, and Manual Fire Control for AA armament. Camouflage, signals, and other consumables can also improve your ship and will help you score additional points. In general, Budyonny is a worthy successor to Kirov. She is quite forgiving for players' mistakes, who may lose heart in a battle against ships of Tier 7 and 8. But it is common knowledge that you can only learn to play better when you face a stronger opponent. Budyonny has all the necessary characteristics to destroy enemy citadels. Powerful artillery, excellent ballistics, long firing range, and good accuracy. She is a typical cruiser of the second line that should avoid close quarters battles, but can still surprise an adversary if she turns her bow towards them. In other words, Budyonny is a perfect match for masters of accurate long-distance fire.